Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 94. We made the full transition to a new episode this week. I'm your host, Taylor, and this week I'm of course joined by Anthony. How are you?
Not too bad, I'd say. Been a little bit sick, but getting over it, which is good.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, yeah. Had like a gastro thing, so.
Oh no.
I think it was from food though, so it was like food poisoning more like it. But anyway, I've been doing pretty well this week. Picked up Death Stranding 2 days ago.
Haven't we all?
When did it come out here? It came out Friday.
Okay.
Friday, it came out Friday, which was the 8th for us. So technically Australia got it like a day early. But anyway. So picked up that physical copy and put in like a good 8 to 10 hours in it so far, I'd say. And I don't know if I like it yet, but I am like, it's like a love-hate relationship. We were talking about this a little bit before we started. I love the whole premise of like, you know, the dead coming back to life and all that kind of stuff, and like some massive explosion or whatever it is that caused this catastrophe.
Sure.
And like all the cutscenes so far have been quite good, quite well done. The direction the story is taking is quite good. However, I don't hate the gameplay, but I don't like the gameplay.
All right, we'll get into it in a little bit.
Yeah. So aside from that, I have been. What else have I been playing? That's kind of it. I'm looking at picking up Fallen Order as well whenever that comes out. Getting that physically.
Like 6 days or so? Yeah.
15th, yeah, so 5 days for us at least. So looking forward to that.
Okay. And then, Mike, you made your return to the show. Hello once again.
Always happy to be here, and thank you as always for having me.
Anytime. Andrew is out of town enjoying the Veterans Day weekend here in the U.S.
What?
So, yeah.
That's a thing that we have here in America, so nothing to worry about. It just means that we get Monday off.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
Veterans
We celebrate
Day.
our veterans and those who serve our military.
Like Anzac Day.
Thank you for your services, you guys.
Yep, thank you. If any of y'all are current or former service members happen to be listening, thank you for your service. Especially on this weekend where we're supposed to like parade you guys and whatnot. So, yeah, thank you.
I'm in a different country, but thank you.
It's the thought that
military around
counts.
the world that, you know, those guys are the real heroes. So, you know, thank you for your services wherever you are.
Anyhow, let's get back to some video games here. Mike, what have you been up to?
It's kind of been hard to say because right now I've been kind of under the weather this week. That with the sun cold front that's been hitting the world right now and all this fun jazz, allergies have been kind of hitting me a touch harder than usual.
Unfortunate.
But in between the times that I've been able to get out of bed to not suffer, I've been actually enjoying Luigi's Mansion 3, which so far has been pretty good, but slowly working my way through it. And then other than that, just been kind of mixing it up a little bit between the Borderlands and the Monster Hunter Ice World, or Iceborne.
Okay. Still enjoying Iceborne.
Yeah. And right now that I'm also enjoying the new event that's in Iceborne right now, which is the Resident Evil
yeah, I heard about that.
And I will say I do enjoy my Mr. X handler. You wouldn't think that you could be able to improve on the handler design, but Mr. X just makes it that much more special.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, outside of that, though, can't really say I've been doing much else in the world at the immediate moment.
All right. So let's see. This past week for me has looked like trying to think. Played a bit of League. Playing that with some friends and Anthony as well. Going crocodile hunting. No.
Hey, you're a colleague or a boss. Then.
No, I consider Anthony a friend. It's okay.
Of course.
Ah, thank you.
It's okay.
Good way to make it awkward.
And then Death Stranding. Yeah, picked that up earlier today, actually. I woke up at like 11, went out and got it, and then came back. And then was ready to play it. And then had to wait like an hour as the PS4 copied files from the disc onto the PS4. It's just like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. I could have downloaded it and been playing, but I wanted the physical copy. But anyway, yeah, I cranked like I would say 2.5 hours into it, I think, so far. Yeah, so kind of back to what.
How are you liking it?
You were saying. It's the best game I've ever watched.
Cool.
I don't know,
so basically the best of the Kojima games, perhaps?
Maybe. I don't know, the intro, like the beginning of the game is very, very cutscene heavy. So, yeah, and I haven't, like, timed the individual cutscenes, but I'd say they've been averaging about 10 minutes or so. Maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. And then have a few different gameplay sequences. So far, gameplay is fine for me. I'm kind of getting the hang of like paying attention to the balance and everything. It's kind of tough though, because I want to look at like all the pretty scenery that I'm going towards and whatnot, but I have to focus on keeping the stuff on my back balanced.
Where's there a rock? Oh, avoid it.
Yeah.
I might trip over.
Yeah.
Do you use like the auto sort function?
That hasn't been introduced to me yet.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I will say though, one thing that I'm really impressed with has been the presentation of the game so far, like how the game presents itself. The transitions into the actual gameplay are really, really smooth and well done. And then also, I like, you know, it's like sometimes the camera will like zoom out on the landscape and I have this almost like top-down view of Sam, the character you play as. And, you know, it's like they have the music playing also. And it feels just like a TV show. Honestly. Okay. Yeah, it feels just like a TV show.
Starring Norman Reedus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, Kojima's name has popped up at least 10 times so far.
Well, apparently there are 3 lots of credits throughout the game, so I'm guessing one of them's at the start, and like there's one in the middle and one at the end, I'm guessing. Okay. So, according to that Survivor review, which gave it a 3.
Ooh, yeah. Talked about that last week.
Yeah, the game has been very decisive among people who've been reviewing the game for sure. You have the people who think that it's the best game he's ever made, while others are trying to figure out why the hell this game got made in the first place. With all the respect, of course, but it's still like, it's probably the most decisive game I think I've ever seen out of Kojima, honestly, in terms of the review scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely, it is a very different game.
Forgetting it, I mean, forgetting it on. Also, another thing I wanted to kind of bring up as well is it doesn't have any game-breaking issues like a lot of games that release nowadays have, like i.e. Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC.
Oh yeah, no, it is a very technically sound and well-polished game.
Exactly.
Everything.
No, there's polish.
Yeah.
Something you don't see in that many games nowadays.
Right, exactly. So it's like on a technical level, the game is fine. You know, it's right. Yeah. I would say it's above average considering the current state of the industry. You know,
definitely
because of that.
They have done a patch / update for something. I've got no idea what it's for.
Yeah.
I might have been a day one thing. I didn't actually realize that PS4 wasn't connected to the internet, so then when that came out, so I got it today. So yeah, I haven't noticed any differences though. So it's might have just been adding some small element to it or something.
Yeah, but Metacritic right now has Death Stranding at 83% right now, so...
Which is lower than I think all the other Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, maybe I might fact-check myself right there.
Well, I mean, like I said, that I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that Death Stranding was the lowest rated game from Kojima. Which, in all due respect, if 83 is considered the lowest that he's ever done, you know, that should be a commendable to give him, so to speak.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. I would say also, it's like with Death Stranding, it's more important to pay attention to the text, like, or it's like the text of the review as opposed to just the score itself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Let's see, Metal Gear Solid 5 has a 93, Solid 4 has a 94, Solid 2 has a 96.
What about like Revengeance or whatever it was called, the one with Raiden, is that his name?
Well, I mean, even if that wasn't a good score, I'm pretty sure that still would have been. You know, that's more platinum.
That was a decent game.
Yeah, Snake Eater has a 91. Ground Zeroes has an 80. So I don't know if you guys want to count that.
It's also a demo.
Well, that was more of a demo.
Yeah. Peace Walker has an 89. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
There's
see.
There's a couple of things.
Revengeance has an 83.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
There's a couple of like not reviews, but like news pieces and whatever that I've seen where he's said that he's like before he even released it, he was expecting people to either hate it or love it.
Okay.
So it seems like he was kind of expecting this to happen, kind of thing, where like reviews are mixed and whatever.
Yeah. I was trying to. Oh. Hello. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry for the technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. Discord? Hello, Discord? Wow, this is fantastic. Hello? Hello?
Oh, wait a second. It's you, or...
He's changing the regions on
there
the
we
server.
go. Okay.
He's having an issue.
There we go. Okay, well...
Hello?
The Discord West Coast server crashed on us.
Can you hear us?
Yes, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, it's on your end. It's not our end. We can hear each other fine.
Hold on. Okay. Are you kidding me? Hello? No? Jesus Christ. Well, this is really awkward. Hello? Mike, hello? Hello?
Hello again.
Hi.
Everyone is in like super slow motion for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hello, but...
Hi.
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 Alright, what is going on?
Mike and I are fine. That's something to do with you.
I refuse to believe I'm the problem. No, my ISP is fine. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Can we all hear each other then?
Yes, hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, I mean, I could hear you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Your
just for-
video keeps stopping though.
It's fine on my end.
Okay, weird.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Strange.
Wow, you know, Discord having technical issues. Okay. Name a more iconic duo.
Functioning product.
Yep. Alright, anyway, so as we were talking about Death Stranding and everything, I was kind of joking before the show started. You know, it's like, I give it a Konami was right about Kojima out of 10, because the game is weird. I mean, we knew that going in, but it's just like, kind of understood why Konami might have wanted to, you know, creatively check Kojima here and there over the years. So, yeah.
Does I mean the whole Death Stranding part of it, like the events, doesn't really make sense, but like the whole it kind of does make sense at the same time.
Yeah, no, everything is
Like,
at least like everything is like, oh, okay, this happened. Okay, it's like, oh, I kind of see. Okay, you know, I kind of see this going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things that I noticed in like some of the Metal Gear Solids and whatever, they didn't really fill out characters and whatnot. Like they've got these really crazy abilities and whatever, like particularly in Metal Gear Solid 4. And it's like, how the heck did they get them? This is not realistic at all.
Nanomachines, son.
True, but I mean, at least with
that's
this,
not just Revengeance.
yeah, at least with this, it kind of makes sense a little bit. But anyway, whatever. It's definitely his strangest game that he's ever done.
Yeah, fascinating game. Fascinating game.
But I guess the only other thing of note, because I will admit I have not got my hands on Death Stranding. I'm gonna wait on it a little bit, with all due respect, of course.
Okay.
But from some of the stories I've been hearing, that apparently this is probably the most online-friendly game that anyone has ever seen. Because, I mean, I don't know if this is spoilers or not for anyone who hasn't played, but the whole idea of trying to connect with other players that apparently that while you go through the game, you could actually stumble over the progress of what other players have left behind. So like, whether if there's like bridges or ropes or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently that, you know, you could be able to leave those behind, or you leave stuff behind for other players. And it's like, yeah, apparently this is the most non-toxic game that's ever existed.
Yeah,
and you know, because like in Dark Souls, you could like either leave like misleading messages or be like, you know, oh hey, there's, and you know, you may want to watch the corner, and it's like there's nothing there. Then the next corner comes a giant boulder, but yeah, no, apparently
you can still do that because they got signs and stuff that you can do, like warnings and like how greetings and all that kind of stuff. And there's like if you press, I don't know if you know this, Taylor, or not, but if you press like,
the touchpad and leave a like.
Yeah, he like hi. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like,
apparently that as far as online components go, Death Stranding is hitting it on the head on that stand.
Yeah, it's really smooth in how it introduces that whole thing and everything. I don't think you might initially realize that the stuff is from other players. You might not. But yeah, it's really cool.
Usually if you see a bridge or something, you know that somebody else has built it. And like you can half finish a road or a bridge or something, like provide materials, and then they can come along and finish it if they want.
Okay.
You can also, like, they've got like a locker system as well where you can like drop off deliveries and somebody else can complete them. If you're on the same server, you can't see the person, obviously, but they can access your locker and that kind of stuff if you want them to.
Yeah.
So it's cool in that regard, definitely. And let me just say that every element that is part of you, how do I go about saying this? Even waste products are used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, whatever. I won't spoil it, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Very invasive, but anyway, but whatever.
Yeah. Also, I like the names of a lot of the characters. Like, there's Dead Man, there's Die Hard Man, there's President Strand, you know. Sam Porter Bridges, who works for the company Bridges. Yeah. Fragile. I think the most normal name is Emily so far.
Emily, yeah.
Yeah. And that's even kind of like not something you'd hear every day, you know?
So the Death Stranding basically killed common names then, alongside with most other things in the future, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Metal Gear kind of did the same thing as well, so...
Yeah, one thing that's kind of fascinating to me is like having a very Japanese game studio talk about bringing America together.
Yeah,
it's just like it's like
funny.
Yeah,
My game's not political at all. Well, I swear, you guys.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying it's just like their commentary is invalid or anything, but just find it interesting. It's just like, you know, a Japanese game studio chose to commentate on that, as opposed to, you know, something more domestic to Japan. But it's whatever. It's fine. I think people read into the political nature of it too much.
I mean, that's kind of how most games are nowadays. That even if it has like a hint of it being possibly political, then it's apparently totally political.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are still complaining about The Division 2 and how that's as political as you get, even though that Ubisoft tries to say, oh no, it's not political, it's just, this isn't what's happening. But, you know, Tom Clancy kind of makes a point or two in his stories.
Yeah.
So, you know, say what you will about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually gone out and said that he made the whole kind of plot of Death Stranding revolving around...
Does Anthony
America
sound really weird to you also, Mike?
Yeah, no, it's just that, Anthony, did your voice just suddenly get deep or something?
Yeah.
No, did it?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, just for a moment, the voice was like, wait, are you even talking right now?
It's fine now, though, isn't it?
No? What did you do? Did the... Oh, now we just straight up can't hear you.
I put the cat on the bed, that's it.
There we go.
Is that better?
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
so the cat apparently interrupts your... and makes your voice deeper, apparently.
Fascinating.
I don't know.
Yeah, fascinating.
He is covered in dust, but whatever. Apparently he's based this game around, like, America as it is today and, like, Brexit and stuff.
Interesting.
According to, like, an interview that a couple of people did with him.
Oh, okay.
So, it's like... secretly political in a sense. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Legion basically didn't hesitate to say that their game was based off of Brexit, right down to the setting of the game. So
yeah,
I mean, this world that we live in
Watch
nowadays.
Dogs Legion, that is. Yeah, Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. But yeah, apparently a lot of people are just taking the fun political world of nowadays and are just applying it to games left and right. But I mean, it's going to be hard to say how well that's going to work out in the end. But
yeah,
I guess that with Death Stranding, it's as divisive as you get in regards of this whole political setting we find ourselves in anyway. So
yeah, I think people are more focused on whether or not they like the game as opposed to the political commentary behind it. You know,
early bigger issues than what the message is in this game.
Yeah, but game is an experience so far. Hopefully, have a greater opinion of it next week. That is, if I can crank 60 hours into it. I mean,
you got Veterans Day, so you should at least be able to get a good 10 out of that, maybe.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say is there's no real side quests in this at all. Like, you can do separate deliveries.
Yeah.
I.e., you're secretly a FedEx employee. But it's like all revolving around the main quest mainly. I delivered a pizza today, so cool.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. But it's like you can't go here and help this person or go there and help that person. I mean, you can by doing deliveries and whatever, but it's not forced at all. You don't have to do it, and you don't get any rewards by doing so.
Okay. I delivered a flash drive to a guy named Randy earlier.
Cool. What was his last name?
It was unspecified.
Cool.
It was Dunk. Or, I don't know, Dunk.
Dunk Toyota.
Yeah, there we go.
Dunk Toyota. Yeah.
or it's just like, I can't think of a car dealership that has a one-syllable name. Oh, Dunk Dodge.
There we go. Dunk Dodge, yeah.
Dunk Dodge.
Or no, it was Bat Dodge. Yeah, Randy Bat Dodge. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I got nothing else to say about Death Stranding. How about you, Anthony? It's a game.
The reward system is weird. Like likes, I don't understand. Like you get likes by completing, like delivering. Like if you deliver a pizza, you might get 50 likes.
Yeah.
Like, how does that help you?
Right.
It makes no real sense. It's weird. But aside from that,
I just have to be like a Facebook normie to understand that one. I don't know.
Or maybe just high up in the Twitch poll. It's like, hey guys, it's Sam. I'm gonna deliver this pizza across the country. Watch me. Or I don't know. Like and subscribe.
It's like a Mr. Beast video. It's like, if this video gets 50,000 likes, then I'll deliver a pizza across the country. Yeah.
I'll Uber across the country.
Yeah. Do it for the baby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, introduction real quick before getting into the news and whatnot. Facebook, or I'm sorry.
What are you on?
I don't know.
We're on technical difficulties at this point. We seem to be running into a lot of that today right now.
Yeah. The main site is, of course, cultureofgaming.com. Head on over. Yes, thank you. I made it to that part. You can, of course, find the latest gaming news, reviews, opinion pieces, etc. And then if you were to go onto the right-hand side sidebar of the main site, you would find an invite to our community Discord. And if you join it, you can chat with everyone you see on the podcast, as well as, I believe, every staff member at cultureofgaming.com. Facebook pages, we have 2 supplementary Facebook pages. The first one is for the main site itself, which is facebook.com/cultureofgaming, and then facebook.com/powerpodcast, and then Twitter at cultureofgaming without the E on culture, Instagram at cultureofgaming spelled normally, youtube.com/cultureofgaming also spelled normally, twitch.tv/cultureofgaming spelled normally, and then mitzer.com/culture spelled normally _of_gaming, where most of the live streaming will go on. And then you can listen to the repository of all the previous podcasts on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podbean, SoundCloud? No SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah. No, we don't have SoundCloud anymore. But Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, if that's still a thing.
Yeah. Pretty much wherever you get podcasts from, you can find us and listen to it. Look us up and subscribe so you know every time we post a new podcast. All right, so jumping right into the gaming news, let's talk about another Japanese game, namely Pokemon. So, upcoming Sword and Shield that launches on November 15th, 2019, happens to be the same launch day as Jedi Fallen Order, but that's another thing. Leading up to the release here, we have even more drama surrounding the game. Let's see. The Reset Era, which is a gaming forum. There's so much weird like stuff that happens over on Reset Era. It's like
they like Reddit kind of.
The times have kind of changed over every Reset Era. The NeoGAF alternative has kind of become the thing that they didn't want to become. I think something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm doing really well today. This came from a Reset Era. A guy posted a leak, which, well, it's very, very credible and believable, by the way. If not, this is like one of the most highest effort leaks ever done in gaming before. There are only 400 total Pokemon in the game, which has sparked outrage among Pokemon fans and, of course, the community, because, well, I guess the big thing here was the national debts or whatever, and that all got cut. So, yeah, he posted.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, I think basically the gist of this whole story is there were going to be a lot of other Pokemon in the game and everything, so you could kind of fill out the Pokédex as much as possible and whatnot. You know, and these were all like smatterings from different regions. Also, I don't think they were all just one. Like I see, it's like I see Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and whatnot. But then I also see, let's see.
It kind of jumps around for the most part, but essentially for the leak that was posted, that if you go to look at the main Pokedex, if it's green, that means they're in, whereas if it's white, that means they're out. So, and if you go to just look at a quick glance of it, you could possibly say that at least more than half of the Pokedex essentially just got cut for Sword and Shield, which is what has a lot of people rather upset, because they thought that, okay, well, maybe 5%, 10%, you know, a small percentage of Pokemon that are going to get cut, but apparently it was much bigger than that.
Yeah, this seems like, just kind of eyeballing here, this does seem like a majority. So, because I did an absolutely terrible job of explaining what was going on, it basically goes that, so Pokemon Sword and Shield, you know, new region, and of course new Pokemon to go with that, and whatnot. But then there was also going to be a smattering of other Pokemon from other regions in it, and whatnot. And based on this leak, it looks like from the table of the supplementary Pokemon that were to be in the game, a little over half of them look like they've been cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either half or more than half, but it's definitely like a really good chunk of Pokemon did for what people initially anticipated. Which, honestly, I kind of figured that, you know, for most Pokemon games within just their versions, they have like, what, 150, 200, 250 maybe at most? And apparently I think that for the number that I saw here, that I think that they said, about 400 in total, which honestly is still considerable size, so to speak. But then at the same time, though, it's still like, but it's still cutting out more than half of the Pokemon still.
Yeah, which I guess, you know, it's like the big thing here is like Game Freak not living up to a promise that was made or something, or, you know, like
from all those years ago.
From all those years ago. So, yeah, this has of course sparked minor community outrage and everything, ranging from death threats made to Game Freak to thank you letters trying to keep Game Freak positivity. There was a leaker on 4chan the other night on /V, which is the video game board on 4chan, saying, who supposedly works at Game Freak, saying that morale was at an all-time low because of all the hate and whatnot. And this has all culminated into Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have canceled the Tokyo launch event, which was to take place on Friday, November 15th, obviously in Tokyo. It was canceled for, quote, operational reasons, and they just kind of left it at that. So, yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is a bit of drama leading up to Sword and Shield. You know, this game has had kind of... it seems like people have been a lot more critical of this game than they have any other Pokemon game, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's kind of understandable, though, if you think about it, because this is the first Pokemon game, the main series, that goes to an actual home console, whereas everything else has been Game Boy, DS, and 3DS, essentially.
Yeah. Maybe...
And Game Boy Advance, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more of on the side of, like... I'll play Game Freak apologist here and whatnot for a bit, but, like, this is definitely, like... This is a 3DS port, you know? Like, I think it got caught at a really
As much as we don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like...
Yeah, it's a 3DS port. They confirmed it.
Yeah, this is a 3DS port because, you know, the development got caught in an awkward time when Nintendo was transitioning out of the 3DS, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which does leave me to my next point. I mean, this would have been a decent game to sunset the 3DS with. You know? But then at the same time, you would have community outrage over not having a mainline Pokemon game on the Switch. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, technically, the Switch is about, what, 2-3 years old now?
Yeah.
I mean, there could have been enough time to maybe have had one more Pokemon title before whatever would come next time. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this definitely could have been a proper send-off for the 3DS, though, but...
Yeah.
I mean, and the other problem, though, is that with everything that they've said previously of the... Well, I mean, we had to cut Pokemon because, you know, of all the big details that are done, the graphical updates. And it's like, at that same point, it's like, if you go and look at all the examples that have been posted online, it's like, I do not see very much differences between the 3DS Pokemon and the Switch Pokemon here, you guys. It's like, because if it was like there was more elaborate movements for the Pokemon or something that really does set them apart, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I could understand that a bit more. But it's like, yeah, no, Pikachu still looks like the same, regardless of whatever game I'm looking at here.
Pikachu still looks like Pikachu. Yeah. All right, Anthony, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not a massive Pokemon fanboy or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I don't actually have a Switch anymore. But I mean, if a developer's gone out and said, you know, this is what we're doing, this is our plan, this, that, everything else, and they turn around like a year later or whenever it was, that they announced that they were going to have a lot more Pokemon in than what they've currently got, according to this leak at least. I think that's a little bit dodgy. I think maybe they could have filled it out a little bit more and said, hey, this is why, not just, hey, we're not doing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's the most Pokemon that's been in a previous Pokemon game?
Sun and Moon.
Oh, okay. And how much did that?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing Sun and Moon because obviously that would be the last of the times that you could be able to bring in any Pokemon into Sun and Moon. So
okay.
I would guess whatever that the final count was for the final Pokemon there, I guess that would be. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say how I feel about this myself because honestly, I'm a very casual fan of Pokemon. And I'm kind of in the camp where it's like, as long as you can be able to get a wide set of Pokemon within this game, I'm kind of on the side where it's like, I don't see the big draw of the... Well, I mean, no, I understand the draw of having any Pokemon from any game in this game.
Sure.
But it's like, if you're approaching this from a casual standpoint, it's like, why would I want a Pokemon from Gen 2 if, you know, there's a Pokemon that has, like, similar movesets or similar typing, and I can just capture that one instead?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, not to discredit it, but still.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are definitely people out there that are completionists, like, oh, I want to have, like a Pokemon Center PC filled with every single Pokemon to ever exist. You know, I'm sure there are completionists out there.
It's supposed to be catch them all, not catch a good chunk.
Yeah, catch, like, 50-some-odd% of, real Pokemon Master right there.
I don't want to disappoint Professor Oak here, you guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this isn't Smash Ultimate. Not everybody's here, mind you. So,
right? Yeah.
I mean,
over a minute, Smash Ultimate had over 900 characters.
No, true. So I don't really see this as a massive issue. At the end of the day, it's probably because they can't. It might also be like a technical issue as well. Maybe. They can't load this many characters onto the game, perhaps.
I think it's more...
Well, again, though, that's kind of an issue, though, because you're technically saying that the 3DS is able to do something that the Switch can't.
I'm thinking...
And that's like...
I'm thinking it's more of just a function of labor, to be honest. Like, yes, there are minor graphical upgrades and everything, But, you know, it's just like still every asset for each Pokemon needs to be ported over and work properly on the Switch version. So I think it's, and, you know, it's like they can't exactly like copy and paste a folder with all the Pokemon in it onto the Switch version and be like, oh, this works fine, you know. Every
Pokemon,
yeah, it's like, you know, every Pokemon would have to be tested, you know, make sure it worked fine on the like the engine they're using for the Switch version, etc. Maybe minor bug fixes, tweaking would have to be done to the animations, the rigging, etc.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I think we kind of underestimate the technical nature of it, and I think that's kind of what the big thing is. It's just like, that is such a task for, you know, any company to take on. It's like we need to do like 400 virtually individual sprites into this game, you know? It's like, that's a lot.
Well, and then the sprites became 3D models, and then you have to try to make all those too, so just keep stacking on top of each other, and, you know, eventually it just gets to that point to where it starts to become too overwhelming in spite of what everyone might think of it. You know, we're not game developers, you're game designers, so, you know, who knows how much work goes into being able to at least bring back half this cast alongside with having to design 100+ new designs
exactly.
as well.
And then, you know, come up with animations for all those, 3D models, etc. Yeah.
And then, you know, on top of that, a lot of people have also been criticizing the whole Gigantamax feature of Sword and Shield as well, saying how it's not as innovative as the Mega Evolutions or or even the Z moves, because it's like all they're doing for a good chunk of them is just making them bigger.
Gigantamax?
Well, the Gigantamax, that's the thing where it's like you have your giant-sized Pokemon. That if you go and look on the leak, it's at the end of the post there where it's like you can see like a giant Charizard, a fat Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Giant things. That, you know, some folk could be able to change their forms entirely, while other ones are just, here's a bigger version of the existing Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
And it's like some people were not really thrilled about that either, that they thought that was just being lazy in comparison to what has come before, which I get, but then at the same time it's like it's still a new game mechanic with all the respect. Maybe not the most innovative, but it's still something.
I mean, you can't really change a Pikachu.
Right.
Oh no, you can change the Pikachu. They made the Pikachu fat if you go ahead and Gigantamax it.
Yeah, I know, but like they can't really give it like horns and it breathes fire and whatever.
Oh no,
I mean, a Pikachu's got.
I mean, they could if they did the region thing, but that's an entirely different story.
It's like, no, the Pikachu in this region is like Satan or something.
A demon.
You know? Yeah, it's like demon.
Give me Demon Pikachu.
Yeah, we want Demon Pikachu.
I mean, I'm looking at this leak right now, and I'm looking at the this region's Mr. Mime, and that thing is just terrifying to look at.
Where do you see that?
It's right next to Surfetch and the Coffee. It's near the bottom of the list, and it's right above Eevee. That's.
Are you in the?
They literally turned Mr. Mime into Pennywise the Clown, and Pennywise was blue.
Are you on the bid square, like the bid grid, or are you on the table?
It's the white grid.
Okay.
Of all the that, if you look towards the bottom, like if you see where Eevee is down the middle, that right above it is where the Mr. Mime.
I'm still looking for Eevee
and
here.
That's the
where
actual...
the heck's Eevee?
Is Eevee white or green? Like,
oh no, it's the different one here. Let me grab a different one, because on the leak that we have from Polygon, there were 2 separate pictures.
Yeah.
So you would want to look at the other one, and I do.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at like the big grid that supposedly shows all the Pokemon that were cut and whatnot.
Yeah, no, it's the other one. It's the one that shows all the
Got it.
Sword and Shield one.
Okay.
I still can't see Eevee.
Alright. So I'm looking
Yeah, you kind of need to enhance
Coffee.
it.
Oh my god, that Mr. Mime looks horrendous. It is the.
Well, no, not
row.
just horrendous. It's terrifying. I would even say that, you know, we thought that movie Sonic 1.1 was scary.
Yeah.
This Mr. Mime basically gives him a run for his money.
Anthony, it's the 4th full row from the bottom. Do you see that?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, cool. That looks fun.
So is that a? I'm sorry. Is that a top hat on the coffin that I see though?
Well, it's a smokestack because that's
Got
the clever thing that they did there with.
It does look like a top hat, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's cute.
But yeah, no, that was a fun redesign though. I like that coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Or Wheezing, I mean.
I like the
because there's a coughing as well that's specific region, but the evolution for Wheezing, yeah, they gave them top hats and curly mustaches.
Nice. All right. Wow. Fascinating designs. Man, who thinks of these? Like,
Japanese people.
apparently.
I mean, just look at anime.
I don't know. I'm more interested in knowing for the thing that they spoke to go to come up with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, true. All right. So I guess this kind of leads into the next question. Do you think Nintendo kind of, or, you know, Game Freak, Pokemon Company, whoever you want to attribute to the brand behind Pokemon, do you think, like, they're scratching their heads wondering, it's like, guys, we've had this winning formula for, like, 20 years. Why are they just now complaining about it? Or do you think they are kind of self-aware as to what's going on?
I mean,
The silence is deafening.
that's a hard question to ask because it's like, you know, we operate under a formula where if the wheel's not broken, why try to fix it now?
Right.
But then at the same time, though, it's kind of like, how often can you keep presenting the wheel until people are like, what's so special about this wheel? We have like 7 other wheels already.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it's like, I understand for the changes that they brought in, but then at the same time, though, for those who have been dedicated to the series for so long, you know, they apparently see this as an attack against them because of all these sudden big changes that are being done with the series now.
I feel personally attacked.
I need my Ekans.
Yeah, I feel personally
Ekans got cut, and I want my purple snake.
Yeah.
Jim Sterling's reveal on that was...
Yeah. Yeah, okay. What... So, like, I guess it's just like, you know, so we're not just sitting here, like, complaining without any solutions. How could they, you know, add some spice to their life in the Pokemon world, you know? Kind of...
Well, I mean, it's kind of simple. The only way to be able to fix this is to somehow figure out how to start implementing the cut Pokemon over time, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not like they have to do anything big or special. They just need to, you know, figure out how to enable them. And then over time through system updates, it's like, you know, these 20 Pokemon are now available in the Galar region.
Right.
And it's like, you know, that's really the only way they could be able to technically fix the problem that everyone has an issue with that.
Yeah. Do you think the community would be okay if they just straight up came out and said it's like, we had to cut these Pokemon because, like, it was a function of time? So,
well, I mean,
probably
people
not.
would probably counter-argument by saying, well, if that's the case, why not delay it?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and you would be pissing off a lot of people regardless if you decide to delay it or not, though.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you don't delay it, it's like, why did you cut all these Pokemon? And if you delayed it, it's like, well, what's the point if you're not going to be able to catch these Pokemon anyway?
Okay, so it's like, there's really no winning situation for Sword and Shield.
Nope.
Now. Okay.
You can't win. You can only lose. The only question is, what percentage do you lose?
Okay, then I guess it's like, if you're looking ahead to, like, Mace and, let's just call it, Gun and Bullet or something, you know, the next Pokemon game to release.
Pokemon Gun.
Yeah.
I like Pokemon Gun.
Yeah, Pokemon Gun and
fun-sounding
Bullet. What,
Spear and Nunchuck.
Yeah, let's go, yeah, sure. Katana and, Staff, I don't know. Yeah.
Lancer and
Katana
Arch.
and Rasengan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shuriken and yeah. All right, yeah, but yeah.
Anyway.
I guess anyway, you look ahead to like the next Pokemon game, and I don't mean like the armor, so to speak, like Pokemon armor, like the third, like the platinum equivalent, you know what I'm talking about, or like, you know, the emerald for this generation. I mean, like
Ultra Sword and Ultra Shield.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, if you look ahead to, like, you know, the next, like, generational Pokemon game, if you're Game Freak right now, what do you, like, how do you start planning so that this sort of thing doesn't happen again?
Just don't do it. Put everything in.
Oh, okay.
And people
Well,
will
I
be
mean,
happy.
that's the only way you could be able to do it, but
Yeah.
it's kind of more to the idea of trying to figure out that, you know, if apparently there was a technical issue that doesn't allow you to bring all the Pokemon in, then that's kind of like the first thing you would need to figure out of how to be able to resolve that.
Okay.
You know, again, it's not like everyone's trying to find their Generation 2, Generation 3 Pokemon to be able to catch them all, because technically you cannot catch all the Pokemon in a region, but it's more to the idea of being able to transfer them into said region.
Yeah.
So that you can still be able to use them.
Okay.
And if anything else, that's what people want to see. So if that's apparently the problem, that's, you know, the problem that has to be resolved, essentially.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
literally all other issues would be null and void, or no one would be complaining as much if the National Pokédex wasn't cut, essentially.
Right, exactly. This would have been just like a normal Pokemon game release, right? Like everything, like
just
ship would
another
have just been
game.
sailing as normal, right? Yeah.
I think another thing to keep in mind as well with Sword and Shield specifically, like not any future Pokemon games, they were also working on Little Town Hero as well. So they had basically 2 games in the works. So they may not have had time to do this, that, or everything else.
That's also kind of another concern in and of itself, because they were really trying to play up Town, or however the game was called. The end. They were really trying to play it up like as the next big RPG, and that just had a slow clap at best. Yeah. So I mean,
like
that only makes it worse in this situation, because it's like why didn't they not focus on Sword and Shield? Well, we were working on this other game, and if this other game flops, you gotta say, was it worth it?
Yeah.
So now it's like they just shot themselves in both feet now instead of just one foot.
Like there was no hype around. I mean, there was E3 2 years ago, but in when it launched, there was nobody knew what the heck was going on. Nobody knew even that it was out. They didn't even announce it. They didn't do anything.
Sure.
It's just, hey, here's a game. 2 weeks later, this is out. What the heck?
Okay.
And like when we posted our review, we got quite a few comments on Reddit and whatever, and like 20 or so people, what? This is out? We never knew. We were we wanted to pick it up. It's out? Wow, okay, let's go and get it.
Yeah, okay.
So, crazy.
Okay. I think one thing that's like that I believe is that I think having to, in the middle of development, took what you had already developed and poured it over to the Switch was a significant time sink. And I think that could be an attribution as to why they just kind of ran out of time porting things over. So, yeah, that's what I kind of think.
And honestly, I kind of feel like that it's going to be even more critical, considering that it wasn't that long ago that Metroid Prime 4 had to go ahead and restart development essentially, and it's like what does that say about this upcoming game? If you had another game within Nintendo that decided that things were going so bad they had to just hit the restart button on it.
Yeah.
And, they had to apologize that it was going to suck, of course. But then at the same time, though, it's like, they kind of owned up that, things weren't up to the standards. So,
right.
If that's the case, then what are we going to say about this when this comes out?
Yeah.
Because, who knows? This could be the best Pokemon game that we've ever got. But then at the same time, though, it's like, well, if that's going to be the case, it's going to have to really be able to blow it out of the park.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else to say about Pokemon Sword and Shield, or is it just gonna be like watch the fireworks from back in the audience?
I mean, I think it'll still be a success no matter what, really, because it's Pokemon. So it's not really going to make any difference, in my opinion, if they don't add 5,000 Pokemon instead of just 400.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, this only has like 400 Pokemon instead of the originally planned 700. Jesus, that's still a lot of Pokemon.
That Mr. Mime is going to be in the sewers, and it's going to try to offer me a blue balloon before ripping my arm off and murdering me in my sleep.
Yeah, really. That thing's scary looking.
Let's do it.
I will say that, like, I've seen people, be obviously annoyed and, kind of inflamed that, about all the content. Although I haven't seen much sentiment saying, oh, I'm just not buying the game now. It's just like, I think people will still buy the game, but...
Well, I mean, that's kind of how it works for most situations, because it's like, in the end, it's kind of like, if you are someone who has never supported the series, then it's like, well, is this supposed to make you start the support?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, though, it's like, if you're someone who's been a long-time fan, and it's like, yeah, this is an inconvenience, but it's like, is this really to say that this is supposed to be the thing that breaks your back, and you're going to say, no, I'm not going to buy this game?
Okay.
Because it's like, that's kind of what I have a problem with most controversies nowadays, because it's like, yeah, people are going to raise as much heck as possible about situations, but in the end, if were someone who has never supported the series, well, congratulations, you're still not going to support it, and that's not going to change.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay. All right.
And I can apply that to all sports games that we've gotten this year, honestly.
Yeah, right. It's just like, do you think like these like yearly like iterations of games really draw new players in?
No.
Okay, like it's like,
at this point, it's just pandering to the existing fan base. At this point.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But you might get in the grand scheme of things, however many games these sell, you might get, I don't know what a good number is, but you might get like 5% more players, or like 2%, or not even that, maybe like 1% or something.
Well, the problem though with that is that no matter what that number is, it's never going to be enough for investors. So it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, so let's shift out of Pokemon and Japan, and let's talk about China. Anthony, talk
Our
about
favorite
China.
country.
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go again.
So this article is coming from GameSpot. China. So this is what was I reading? I just fully lost. Okay, here we go. In an effort to curb what's believed to be video game addiction, the Chinese government has announced new rules aimed at reducing the amount of time young people can play video games, including an imposed curfew that bans minors from playing online games between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. Not only this, but those under the age of 18 will be restricted to 90 minutes of online gaming during weekdays, and 3 hours per day on weekends and public holidays. The government is also introducing spending limits on online accounts depending on the player's age, with 16 to 18-year-olds able to spend up to 400 yen, which is $57 per month. I'm guessing this is US dollars too, by the way.
Yeah.
Whereas those aged between 8 and 16 can only put 200 yen, which is $29 into their accounts.
It's yawn. It's yawn. Yeah,
yawn.
It's yawn. Yen is the
I
Japanese
can yawn
currency.
if you want.
Yeah, it's yawn.
I can yawn if you want.
Or no, I'm sorry.
worries.
It's won. Or it's like
One?
It's like won. Yeah. The Y
Gonna
is
have to look up
really
Google
weird.
Translate
Yeah,
for
it's
this.
won. All right. Anyway.
Okay, one. No worries. The official government guidelines will be applied to all online. Dear me. Will apply to all online gaming platforms operating in China, including the world's biggest gaming company Tencent, which wholly or partially owns the likes of Riot Games, Epic Games, and Activision Blizzard.
What they mean about partly owning Riot? I thought they owned the whole pie.
It said which wholly or partially. So.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
The government is also working with police to set up real name registration systems. Wow, this is extreme. Enabling gaming companies to check the identity of their users against the national database. If companies fail to supervise their players and don't meet the new requirements, they will be given a time limit to make changes and comply, or face potentially having their licenses revoked. So it's basically like a driver's license or something, which is interesting. Speaking to the state-run Xinhua news agency, I hope I pronounced that right, a representative from China's General Administration of Press and Publications said that the new rules are aimed at creating a clear internet space and protecting the physical and mental health of minors. Although the administration acknowledges that online games are capable of enriching the people's spiritual and cultural life, they can also cause issues that affect the physical and mental health and normal learning and life of minors. So that's basically it. What do we think of this? Is this like a good move, or is this
just
like,
another day in paradise underneath the communist surveillance state that is China?
Underneath the red flag.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I'm really gonna hate to say this because, you know, on one hand you gotta have to say that it's should be pretty obvious why this is pretty messed up, with all due respect.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to tell a personal story here because growing up, my mom was so strict that if it was a school night, you don't get to play any games whatsoever.
Okay.
So no games at all.
Okay.
So it's like I'm hearing this thing for it's like, you know, you only get to play 90 minutes per school night or something like that. It's like, well, gee, that's 9 more minutes than I got growing up. But that's beside the point. But because, you know, here's the thing that's really driving me, or that I'm finding so many funny things about looking at this. Because that's one. 2, they're adding limits to microtransactions.
Yeah.
Say that again.
They're adding limits to microtransactions. Yeah.
You know, we made so many cracks at Blizzard and how they're trying to bend the knee to China to try to stay on their good side. Meanwhile, China has essentially just broke their spine, whether or not if the whole controversy did or didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because think about it, with China doing this, they could essentially cause so many, you know, profit losses for EA, Activision, Blizzard, and all these other companies, because it's like you cannot get more money out of these kids than just this base limit, so they're going to be at a loss of profit.
Yeah. So Blizzard, was it really worth pandering to the Chinese overlords? No, it never is.
I mean, look at a game like Diablo Immortal as well.
Oh, yeah.
Diablo. What am I saying?
Diablo.
I don't know. Yeah,
Are we all broken in this podcast?
Yes. That's how they're going to monitor online, like not online, but like mobile gaming and all that kind of stuff. I guess it's going to
the same way.
Yeah, and then the third thing that I just love about the situation is like there's so many people online commenting like, China can't do this. How can they get away with this? It's like, it's China. Are you really going to say that China doesn't have a means to monitor their own citizens?
Yeah, seriously.
You gotta keep in mind that there's no such thing as freedom of speech over there, with all respect to China and the people who live there. That they kind of have a means of being able to keep close monitors in regards of what people are doing. So it's like, they can probably be able to find a means to enforce this if they really wanted to.
I wasn't joking. Like, it is a surveillance state, and it's really easy to enforce also. It's like most of the popular games online, it's just like, you have to log into an online account. Okay, if you're the developer of that online game, it's super duper easy just to add a timer that like counts from login and be like, after X amount of time, kick off, It's like, it's a few lines of code, honestly.
Yeah. So honestly, overall, because, obviously we're all in agreement that this is extreme in some regards, and yet at the same time, though, it's like you can find so many, or just as many positives as there are negatives on this. And obviously the negatives outweigh the positives, but it's like at the same time, though, it's like, in some regards, China has probably taken the most extreme measures that would possibly affect countries. Because, who cares what Belgium thinks? Some people would say. Who cares what other countries that ban microtransactions?
Yeah.
But then when you have China coming out and saying we're going to limit how much you charge, miners for their microtransactions, I'm pretty sure there is going to be, some significant hits there.
Right.
I'm going to go and say this is a good idea.
I'm going to say that I like the idea behind it, trying to I like the idea overall behind it, but I do dislike the implementation of it, and obviously,
yeah, the ideas are good, the execution far from it.
Yeah, and I think it's just to bring it's like the execution better. It's like well, it's like parents maybe it's like should play the role of a parent, control how much their kids play, make sure that they're not forming an addiction and whatnot, also. Either A, teach your child really good spending habits, or B, it's like be very careful with how much money they spend into.
Yeah, and I mean the government shouldn't be taking the place of a parent's role. No way at all. Like they should be.
Well, they should be taking the place of the parent, honestly.
Oh.
I mean that's what they're doing in this scenario. Like that's kind of taking all the burden off a parent, whereas they just enforce it for them. Like they should be not helping, but like showing parents what they should be doing, and then putting the full blame and the full responsibility on the parent if it doesn't work. And I mean, a microtransaction restriction for young people, for minors, is a good thing. I reckon that should be done everywhere, to be honest. Not just China. I reckon this should be done all throughout the world, because parents nowadays are pretty irresponsible. Like, just being brutally honest, like some of the stuff that we see.
Sure.
Some of them are very irresponsible.
I mean, there's a dime a dozen stories about how, microtransactions could easily be tied with bullying. Because, like for Fortnite, kids apparently get bullied because they don't have that really fancy skins.
Yeah. Bro, you don't have that pink teddy bear skin? You're such a pleb. You're such a scrub.
Yeah,
Get out of the country and come back when your KD is above 1.
Yeah, so... there's so much stupid nonsense that's been going on, and it's like, we are all in agreement that we don't want government to be regulating video games.
Right.
But then at the same time, though, game companies haven't really bothered to take steps necessary to be like, we can go ahead and regulate ourselves just fine. No, they haven't, clearly. So obviously, some companies have taken their extremes. UK is still investigating. Other countries have been banning. And now China has actually thrown their hand into the ring by implementing this.
Yeah. China.
Yeah, China of all countries. The country that we were talking about last month for silencing a player, essentially, but now it has now evolved into a part to where some of us are agreeing with China. What I forgot the name of the robot from Fallout, but the robot is going to come to our houses
Liberty
and start
Prime.
blowing up our houses because we are, quote-unquote, agreeing with China.
Yeah, Liberty Prime. Yeah.
Liberty Prime is going to come down on us for agreeing with communists.
Yeah.
We're all dead, man.
I'm
It's
not
game over.
saying that the government should implement a spending restriction or whatever for minors. I think it's 100% up to game developers and publishers and all that kind of stuff. Like EA, Activision, Blizzard, they should be the ones responsible.
Yeah, they should be implementing it, but they don't.
It's like they should
That's
be, but
the
I mean
problem.
they won't because they'll affect the bottom line.
Money.
Yeah.
You need all the money.
It's unfortunate. I'm just waiting for like this morally high horse company to come about and be like, yeah, we're gonna make it so that an account can only spend like X amount of money per year on microtransactions. That's it. Just have this complete moral high horse about them. Yeah.
But I think I would have to double check.
Epic Games, I mean, you couldn't buy 2 games at once without being banned.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe Epic had the right idea. They were on beat to this before China was. Good job, Epic.
And it was not even by their hand that they were doing it.
I know,
It was
it was just their
automatically.
incompetence. Yeah.
God, 2019 has really been magical, hasn't it?
I'm not sure I'm ready for next year.
It's a magical time.
I'm not sure I'm ready for next year. Just keep 2019 rolling, Just,
At least for another month or 2, at least.
yeah, I'm scared to go into 2020 with all the stuff that happened.
Well, all this stuff, and then we're moving into the next generation soon, so who knows what nonsense is going to come with that.
Another.
What about, out of curiosity, what about games like Death Stranding that have like online elements but aren't an online game? Like, how are they going to regulate that?
That it's like they can
If
literally.
you're connected online, they'll probably count it anyway.
They can. So it's like, all right. So it's like if you want to play the complete devil's advocacy of like it's like you have absolutely no online connection whatsoever. Like not even like the PS4 is hooked up to the internet. Then it's just like now it's up to the developers to have to hard code a timer onto it.
Sure.
But who knows if they would even bother to do that? I mean, something like. Well, no, wait. I take that back. Nintendo has done that with their parental controls.
Yeah.
To where it's like once you hit a limit, it's like thanks for playing. Come back tomorrow or whatever.
They've
So it's
got
not
to do it
impossible.
though.
Yeah.
They've got to do it though because if they don't, then the Chinese government will sue them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And pro tip: the Chinese government will win.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I mean, again,
Chinese
we were
courts,
talking about not
everything.
too long ago about companies spending the needs of China because of freedom is what have you, freedom of speech violations. But now when we're looking at this from the business standpoint, it's like if China could go ahead and convince you to delete a tweet, I'm pretty sure they could go to convince you to implement some features in your game or else.
And the thing is to understand though is just
China.
like it's like
China.
in China, in the Chinese gaming market and everything, games like Death Stranding aren't played. It's like the most popular games that this is really trying to have curb an issue with and everything are like all online games. They're like League of Legends and like MMOs and whatnot. They're not like it's not like God of War or
Like Black Desert Online and whatever, which are quite popular in China.
Yeah, so that's which is why it's like this would be
Desert.
super duper effective because virtually everything that's popular in China and generates the most revenue over there is online. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything left to say about China and everything?
China?
China. I don't know.
Again, you said before that did you say that the Liberty Prime intro played before we got started today?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so it's like you said that it wasn't intentional for that to happen, and yet it's like once again it's like, yeah, we find ourselves in this beautiful standpoint once more.
Yeah.
We have to bring China into it somehow. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. Give your kids something to do besides play video games. Also, it's important to have a decently healthy social life. Also, so make them go out with friends or something. I don't know. That's how I would handle it.
Go to the gym, work out.
Yeah, go run.
Ring Fit Adventure, I don't know.
Yeah, go run, hell. Yeah. So.
Lift, bro.
Oh,
Lift.
no.
Yeah. Start lifting. No. Yeah. Alright. So, anything else to say about China?
I just find it funny how, well, like I said before, I just find it funny how we have just moved in from a situation of talking about how China was silencing Blizzard or forcing them to be silent.
Yeah.
Now we're in this situation that has nothing to do with Blizzard, but it kind of feels like, there was some ironic, connection that one could connect here in between. So it's like, because I know I wasn't here last week, but part of me wanted me to try to react to the whole thing with BlizzCon and, how the apology was half-baked, but then at the same time, though, it kind of feels like that at this point, Blizzard could essentially just be silent. And then, half a year from now, people are probably going to not even bother to remember that time that they decided to ban a player for saying Free Hong Kong. But
yeah.
I can't stop laughing now.
Oh, why?
I just saw the funniest Death Stranding thing on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch it later. We got the thing. But overall, though, it's like
laughing.
Yeah, China's definitely been making some really big plays as of late, I guess. But, not even if the thing with Blitzchung happened, that's, this is just like a whole new gigantic thing that a lot of people seem to be rather split on, but then at the same time, it's like, yeah, I actually see some pros, I see some cons, and it's like, they have a point, but then at the same time, they kind of shouldn't be doing this, but...
Right. Or it's like, as I said, it's just like... Is like... Inherently, is what China trying to do good for once? Actually, yes. Okay, it's like, all right, curb, try and curb addiction and young people and whatnot. Try and limit microtransaction spending so you're not racking up thousands of dollars on mommy's credit card. Sure, that's I think we all agree that's a good thing. But as I said earlier, it's like fundamentally disagree with the surveillance state methods that are used to implement this sort of thing. So
and honestly, it's like if this was, or actually, here's one final question to ask.
Yeah.
If your country had implemented the same thing that China is doing, would we be reacting to it as negatively, or would we be looking at it in a more positive standpoint?
I would, again, it's the methodology of the surveillance state and everything, and I would still disagree with it. It's like it's like if you want me to, I can be over. It's like if this was a different topic podcast and everything, I could be overtly critical of the U.S., the NSA, and the PRISM collection system if you wanted me to. So.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing that it's like, as we move forward and as we continue to talk about microtransactions, and the governments are now talking about it, of how it seems like it's more predatory than ever.
Yeah,
that's like, this could be something that we could be seeing in other countries pretty soon. Yeah. Maybe not to the same extreme as China, but close enough to it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where this is going to go next? This is just another chapter in the long story that never ends.
Yay.
Yay.
Alright, so let's get out of the red land of China and move into the freedom-loving land of Fallout. Although, much like...
Liberty Prime, you get to stay for one more story.
Yeah, although just like in China, you can't criticize your overlords, you apparently can't criticize Bethesda either. So, Anthony, what is up?
Oh, but it's so much worse than that, though, in this case.
Okay.
Because... I'm sorry, did you want to do the introduction for this, or should I?
Whose story is this?
Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, mine, go ahead. Yeah, mine, go ahead.
Well, no, it's just that I know I cut you off in the middle of your introduction before I started, but
oh, no,
anyway.
it's fine.
So, Fallout 76. Gee, this is a story I didn't think I would be talking about again so soon!
Did we talk about this last week, Anthony? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about Fallout 76 last week, yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing, I didn't get the chance to watch last week, I need to rewatch it, but I'm gonna guess it had something to do with a class war or something? That you have Fallout 76, or Fallout First members versus not Fallout First members or something?
Oh, no.
No, so we were talking about the ACCC, which is the Australian Consumer...
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the heck it was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That too.
That's
but
fun
anyway.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, so... Jokingly, I made a joke saying how after there was this class war between people who subscribed to Fallout First and people who haven't, and apparently there's this gigantic war against... Yeah, Bethesda created a class war.
Down with the bourgeoisie!
But anyway, no, I made a joke on Facebook saying, I will bet you that before the year's out, we're going to get 3 more countries.
Okay.
And sure enough, not even a week later, we have one right here. So,
all right,
just
1/3 of the way there.
Give some context. Okay, yeah, enough build-up. Here it is. So, in case if you were one of the very few people still playing Fallout 76, there's this website called Map 76. Map 76 is this website that's supposed to kind of help you like navigate your way through the wastelands of Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Apparently, the creator of Map 76 has been banned from the game now.
Okay.
So, and here's the thing. Bethesda banned one of my accounts and won't respond to my support request. So to go ahead and read what he wrote on the Reddit post, I have dedicated a lot of time and resources to this game and making tools. This map is just one tool of many. I'm in a group of data miners that mine the game and find and report exploits and bugs. An exploit was leaked about a month ago in an obscure form. We discovered it, tested it to make sure it was real, and reported it directly to the community managers. Our accounts that we use to verify the exploits were promptly banned. We've been contacting support, explaining that we were the ones who discovered and reported it, but have not been given a response. Or not have gotten a response. This has been going on for weeks now. So, long story short, if you are the good boys and girls who go ahead, go through the game, find plugs, and report them in for the community manager, Bethesda will say, "How dare you?" and will ban you.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait, this isn't.
Shut up, Siri.
This okay? Oh, okay. But wait, this isn't.
Yeah.
All wait, there's more. For $9.99, you not only get
for a limited time.
Yeah, you not only get a ban on Fallout 76, but you also got an update from support apparently, and they take your money. What is this?
Yeah. So right under it. Also as a part of this, because obviously if you've been banned from Fallout 76, but you're a Fallout First membership, it's like, okay, well, I guess if I'm not able to play the game, I should be allowed to cancel my membership and get a refund.
Oh,
no. Nope. Apparently, to go to read this part now, I tried to cancel and get a refund for my Fallout First membership because it's not what was what was promised. From stash boxes, losing junk, private worlds that were not private at all, the survival camp randomly disappearing. Apparently, that wasn't new. And none of the promised item shop discounts. So far, they're just ignoring my requests. So, yeah, not only is this guy banned, but I guess he's still being forced to pay the subscription to Fallout First. Why do we keep talking about this plastic game? You would think that by now that Bethesda would maybe like to take a step back and realize maybe we're making some mistakes here. But no, instead, it always seems like that instead of admitting that they've made a mistake, they keep doubling down and keep finding new ways to piss off everybody involved, whether if you're still playing Fallout 76 or
not. This entire thing is just bewildering to me. Like, I don't...
This is so good.
I don't understand... Like, you're Bethesda, right? Like, I don't understand how you keep colossally effing up, like, every week. Like, Jesus. Can you guys just not?
This is so good.
What?
Yeah. Well, again, I'm because I was talking about this with everyone in our Discord.
Yeah.
That before the end, or I mean, not before the end of the year, but at the end of the year, I really do want to make a video to try to highlight, you know, this year in gaming, which is basically just going to be a complete joke saying like all the controversies we've done throughout 2019.
Yeah.
And I started to think that more than half that video would be dedicated to Fallout 76.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blizzard screwed up, but I feel like that Bethesda is literally shooting for quantity over quality at this point. And I feel like that by the end of it, I would be able to say that Bethesda, in spite of releasing the game last, that they were more controversial than, you know, everything that's happened with Anthem, everything that's happened with Blizzard, and even, you know, Activision continuing to put in microtransactions for their games after launch. It's like, I really don't know what else you could say at this point. At some point, the joke just stops being funny, and you're just asking why, you know, why we're still focusing on this.
It's like, this isn't even funny anymore. This is just cringe by Bethesda.
No,
like, honestly.
This is prime time comedy right here. This is
like Jimmy
this
Fallon.
Is the
No,
best.
he's not funny. Yeah, he's not funny. More like Jay Leno.
Anyway.
My head. I need some ibuprofen.
All right, so just to summarize it, guy makes a popular map tool for Fallout 76. Okay, and he does a lot of it sounds like within terms of
He's a hardcore
data
fan
mining,
of Fallout.
and is overall just like a Fallout fanboy. Okay, loves Fallout 76 despite all its flaws. Somehow, you know, just beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But whatever, I ain't judging. Yeah. Anyway, and so yeah, he gets the gist of a possible exploit, goes and tests it, and then once he reports it to support, or he didn't report it to support, he reported it directly to the community managers for Fallout 76. His account and his other friend's account they tested out with gets banned for reporting the bug. You know, in any other industry, a company would pay you a sum of money for finding a bug like that. In any other industry. But it just seems like in gaming, if you find a bug, the best you get is a pat on the back, and the worst you get is a ban for bug testing. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this is what is so annoying about this, because it's like, it shows that Bethesda does not care about anything that's related to Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
That you would think that if a fan went out of their way to tell you that there is this exploit you guys need to fix, that the least you could do is be like, oh, thank you for finding it. We'll make sure to fix it as soon as we can. But instead, it's like, you know, you're going to ban the people who are trying to help you make this game better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like the Joker who, you know, after his, you know, best man decided to go ahead to, you know, help further his plot, the Joker just turns around and shoots him in the head because it's not funny.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
This... Alright, so,
what can you say?
What can you say except for you're welcome?
We have literally said everything we need to say about Fallout 76 being an absolute failure.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we could just do is just keep reiterating that, because, you know, I don't want to say that, well, this will be the last time we're going to hear about Fallout 76 this year. The last I checked, that today is not December, or we're not in December yet. We're still a full 2 months until we say 2020.
We're not even midway through
and
November either.
The game's going to crash again once we get into the new year.
Yeah. They still have a month and a half to do 2 more F-ups, you know? Like...
I will say...
Yeah.
I will add something to this as well. This isn't... it's related to Fallout, but it's not related to this issue. So with the whole ACCC thing that happened here, EB Games now is just accepting refunds no matter what. So a guy went out and bought like a $400 collector's edition over a year ago, like day one when it came out.
Yeah.
He's played the game, he's done everything, and he's just decided, hey, I want my money back.
Mm-hmm.
And they've given him a refund.
Oh,
They're
wow,
doing it for everybody now.
Yeah.
Even though he's had the game and like used the code and everything, they don't care because they don't like the game.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, and again, here's another thing, because the other thing that I just find that's funny is that this is the first time they banned a loyal player. If you recall that there was a thing a while back ago where someone had somehow dumped, like, what was it, 90 or 900 hours into Fallout 76?
Yeah.
And I forgot the reason why they banned him, but apparently he got banned.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But it's like...
Why do you keep shooting your most prominent community figures, Bethesda? Why? Like, I don't understand why. All right, but do you want to play some irresponsible speculation for a bit here, Mike? You said that we're still subject to like a minimum of 2 more controversies about Fallout 76 before the year is out. So where do they possibly go from here?
I feel like that we're going to get another feature that's going to come in the game.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, and I don't care to speculate what it is.
Okay.
But I will bet you that it will be met with the same, you know, level of polish that we've come to know from Bethesda. And somehow that is not going to work at all, or it's going to be a thing to where it's like, you know, it's not going to work completely.
Yeah.
Or worse yet, they're going to implement something for Fallout First members that's going to give them such a game-breaking advantage over people who are not playing it.
Yeah.
That the moment it comes out and once it gets announced, that people are going to be all over that. I'm sure. I don't know. Again, at this point, it's like, you cannot think that Bethesda can keep screwing up with this game. Literally 1 year later, and it feels like that we never go like a month, let alone even 2 weeks, without something related with Fallout just being a controversy.
Yeah.
Watch me go.
It's like, you don't know what is going to happen, and yet the only thing is like, you know, you could say that Monday is always coming. It's like, in this case, you know, we are going to get another Fallout 76 controversy. I feel like that I can't even joke about that. It's like, it's inevitable. You know, 2 things are guaranteed in this life now.
Yeah.
We're all going to die, and Fallout 76 is going to piss us off yet again somehow.
Watch me go!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both are equally depressing.
Dude, I just don't know. Like, on this and everything. I really don't.
Join the club.
Yeah, like...
I don't want to join the club.
I hate this club.
Only encourages
this
Bethesda
club.
to be stupid.
Daddy Todd is a garbage club leader, like club president.
I don't want to keep telling me it just works. It doesn't.
So we're all excited for the Elder Scrolls 6, right?
Ah!
I wonder how that game's going. Ugh.
Well, I mean, Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield.
Can you get banned from a single-player game?
I'm sure Bethesda will find a way to make it happen. But yeah, no, seriously though, I feel like that, who knows what game's gonna come out first, but I'm pretty sure that longtime Bethesda fans are literally sweating bullets for whatever that may get announced, because they know that if Fallout 76 is the, warning of things to come,
yeah,
who knows what the hell's gonna happen with those games. But, regardless of whatever it is, it's not gonna end well for anyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not even keen for Elder Scrolls 6 anymore.
Just for the hell of it, I do want to make sure Fallout First is still available right now. Fallout First.
Why? Like, I don't understand.
Nope, the parody site is still up there.
Is it like the legit site or the other site?
No, the jokes parody site. It's still there.
Well, sweet, okay. I mean, yeah,
as
I said, when that first
taken any steps to taking it
they
down.
can't.
Yeah, they can't. Like, it's as I said.
I can't touch him.
Yeah, I don't know if you were there or not when we did that.
No, I was there. It's just that
Okay.
I thought that by now that they would have tried to have worked something out with this guy.
No, there's nothing.
Because at this. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously they can't take it down, but it's like, there has to be some agreement that's being made because, this is still, well, I mean, it's not. I don't know if we could say it's slander or not because obviously it is, but then at the same time, that's like they can't do anything about it, so they need to try to work some kind of deal to, get this guy to take it down, or otherwise.
Knowing the guy who has the domain to the website and put the website up, he'll leave it up for the memes no matter how much money Bethesda offers him. It's by the way, that's Count Dankula on YouTube. Everyone should go subscribe.
Yeah. But I did check his site though, and at the top it does say, "Let's do something positive." Click here to see a message from Count Chappie about Extra Life. If you can, head over to Extra Life and donate to a good cause. So it's like, okay, well at least he's, or I mean, not saying it negatively, of course, but he is promoting Extra Life. So
hello, Tyler in the closet.
A positive on top of sticking it to Fallout First.
Hello, Tyler in the closet. Thanks for donating 100. What does Mr. call those things? Bits? Not bits. That's a Twitch thing.
Sparks.
Sparks. Thanks for the 100 sparks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, we still have, 2019 is roughly 85% complete. We still have that remaining 15% for at least 2 more screw-ups from Bethesda and Fallout 76. So we'll see what the rest of the year holds for us. So speaking of colossal fuck-ups, let's talk about another one. Let's talk about another one. So, Red Dead Redemption 2 launches on PC to an absolute technical nightmare. So, after I'm reading from Tech Radar here, after a year of waiting...
Is this Pentagram of Rage?
We're getting there. After a year of waiting, Red Dead Redemption 2 is finally out on PC. Not that you'll be able to play it, that is. Many users, including us here at Tech Radar, have been trying to launch the game on PC, but can't seem to even get it running. The main issue that users are running into is an error reading, quote, the Rockstar game launcher exited unexpectedly, end quote. The error message then leads you to the Rockstar game support page. From there you can find a troubleshooting page for this issue, but none of the solutions on this page provided a solution for us. And it's worth noting that the Rockstar launcher is required to be running in the background in order for Red Dead Redemption 2 to run on PC. So, we followed all the instructions, installed all the latest graphics drivers using both an AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 Super, and still ran into the same issue. And according to Reddit, we're definitely not alone in dealing with said issue. So we went on a frenzied search across the internet for a fix to this issue, and nothing worked. We ran display driver uninstaller and did a clean reinstall of the latest graphics drivers for both AMD and NVIDIA, and nothing. Went into the compatibility settings, ran Red Dead Redemption 2 as an administrator, disabled full screen optimizations, a whole other slew of various troubleshooting fixes. And then, yeah, all sorts of people are reporting various issues, as well as other technical issues when actually playing the game, such as an absolutely garbage performance even when using top-of-the-line hardware, frequent crashes, bugs, etc. So
it's capped to 60 FPS on PC, I believe.
Yep, that too.
Yay.
Yeah, so basically, if not only can you barely get the game to actually run, but once you get it running, it is an absolute technical mess. It performs horribly and is glitchy, buggy, etc. And it doesn't have support for like basic features. Like, I don't believe it has support for ultra-wide either. So
great.
Yeah. And Anthony, as you mentioned, it's capped at 60 FPS.
Who's buying this? Not me.
Not me.
I mean, if you're going to play this, play it on PS4 or Xbox One or whatever. Don't play it on PC. Apparently, they're going to have... have they, like, followed up with any of this saying, hey, we're working on a bug fix or anything at all?
Yeah.
Well, I can't recall they did post up a fix, but it didn't really fix that.
Yeah. Rockstar, quote, has been quick to release a patch, end quote, for the Rockstar launcher, which fixes several issues players have been experiencing with RDR2 on PC. And while this has fixed some problems, there are still a majority of players unable to play the game due to similar bugs as reported below. Yep. You should.
Well, I mean, it's the same problem with Fallout 76, though. If you purchased it through the Rockstar thing, they're the ones who run the store, so it's up to them whether they do it or not.
Yeah. So, well, this is a nightmare, but you know what? This is exactly as I predicted, and the fact that anyone had any confidence at all for Rockstar to make a competent PC port is like, I have a pen to sell you now, because sweet Jesus, you're naive. Yeah. It's like, you understand that for a year, it's like they were more or less just sitting with their thumb up their ass and not really, working on a PC port, right?
Hey, GTA Online gives us money with our gambling mechanic. Why should we focus on anything else besides that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can go and get banned there too.
True.
Yeah, but, that's beside the point, though, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, something about this just makes me laugh in an entirely different sense, because it wasn't that long ago that 2K decided to go to release the greatest game of all time, WWE 2K20.
Oh, okay.
And their wonderful glitch wild mess that apparently is so glitchy that it makes you wonder how it even got out through the quality check. But yeah, no, in this case though, it's even more questionable how there's so many issues with this game. And it's like, no one can be able to start up this game, and those who have can't even be able to play it properly because it's like the audio is like 5, 10, 15 seconds ahead of what's actually happening on screen.
Yeah. No, it's it's very it is a technical nightmare, and it does really make you wonder what were they doing. It's like I don't think we've seen such a bad PC port since 2015 when the Arkham Knight launched. You could argue maybe Fallout 76.
Yeah, no, I can't even think of anything else that came out since that time that pissed off people with PC ports.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is definitely...
Let's Google it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, but I don't know. I was just thinking right now because it's like, I don't want to mention Monster Hunter World again so soon, but it's like, I remember how they've said so many things about the PC version of Monster Hunter World, and how it's like a lot of people were upset that the PC version was launching like months after the console version. And even with Iceborne out right now, that PC players have to wait for Iceborne to come out on PC for, early 2020, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if you think about it, give Capcom some credit here, because it's like, at least they're making sure that when they launch the PC version, that it is, it may not run perfectly, but at least it's gonna run.
Yeah, you can actually see the effort put in on the PC. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that just really is, what's bothering me here, because, unfortunately I was one of the people who were like, I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and I did not enjoy it much. It got to a point where it's like, I just killed 20 men, and you're telling me I'm going to have to spend an extra 2-3 minutes because you thought it was a good idea that we have to watch the animation to be looting every person for 5-10 seconds?
Yeah.
And then it's like, from that standpoint from there, it's like, now Red Dead Redemption 2 has come back 1 year later on the PC, and apparently it's run so well that I don't even get the chance to even be able to boot it up without being told that there's something on my end that's apparently preventing me from being able to enjoy this classic.
Right. But you know what? It's okay. Rockstar has a plan, Arthur.
Oh no.
Yeah. I have a plan. Yeah.
I have a plan.
Yeah.
I have
clearly
a plan.
not. But yeah, it's just like I don't understand. It's 2019. How do you screw up a PC port? Like, and I'm sorry, I'm tired of referring to this is a little bit of a PC master race coming out here, but like this should be the opposite thing. Like you should develop for PC first and port it to consoles, not the other way around. Like that's the thing.
I mean, you run all your trailers on PC.
Yeah.
You run everything like when you're showing it off. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You don't run it on a console because you make it look good. So why would you do it the other way around? I don't understand. And it's the same with GTA 5. Like that took a year to come to PC as well.
No, that took 2 years.
Crap.
That took 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
That was real bad, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, even more to the point, it's like, you know, you really mean to say that, you know, people who have souped up PCs, like the one that Tyler helped me build not too long ago, that I have the superpowered PC that should be able to play anything, and you're telling me that I can't play it on this one, but apparently on my potato of an old computer, that it could, you know, theoretically run better on that?
Right, it's like it can run on comparatively worse console hardware.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, because a lot of people have also been reporting that apparently on their not souped up things, or even worse, being told to go ahead to not have, you know, your PC running at full capacity. That apparently will go to make Red Dead run better.
Yeah, so more to that.
That should not be the case here. It should be running better. You mean to say that, you know, the potato, you know, computer apparently does things better than the souped up PC? That's not how it should work.
Yeah, so more to that. It speaks to how much of a hard-coded technical mess some of the like parts of Red Dead Redemption 2 must be. And I would say it's probably an engine issue also, because, you know, similar issues across Rockstar games on PCs, you know, where it's like, people have been reported that if you disable the cores down to like 2 to 4 on your PC, and Red Dead Redemption 2 somewhat runs, which means that it was hard-coded to run on console hardware. As weird as it sounds, you know, it was like hard-coded for specific hardware, and whether or not that's a lack of planning, and that unless Rockstar said, "Oh, we don't plan on ever putting this on PC," but then like Daddy 2K stepped in and be like, "No, we want more money, put it on PC," and they had to do that.
Because of course 2K would say that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, who knows if they did or not? But I'm gonna still say,
yeah, I'm just saying.
Forget them.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's just like, yeah, it's this. Yeah. It's unacceptable in 2019. You know, that's the thing.
And that'd make sense for it to run better on crapper hardware because it's FPS locked.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple of other things that it can't utilize like higher end GPUs and stuff. So it's they've messed up. You messed up, Arthur.
They done messed up. It's like Rockstar will never ever get any money from me ever again. Honestly.
On PC anyway.
No,
Bully 2.
Nope, not even that.
Well, no, Bully 2 got scrapped, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I guess it wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, honestly, part of me is actually kind of thinking that I don't think there's ever been a case that a game could have been nominated for best game of all time and at the same time worst game of all time. Or worst game of the year.
Yeah.
Let's think about that for a second. That how crazy it would be is like for people who do their best of and worst of years selection, that you may actually see Red Dead Redemption 2, worst game of 2019, because the game can't even, you know, boot up, let alone play properly.
Yeah.
Or strike that and reverse that. Can't even play, let alone boot.
Yeah. So
that would really be a really big kicker if that was the case, where it's like last year's game, you know, best game of the year becomes this year's worst game of the year.
Arguably for game of the year last year. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't like PlayStation 4 too much, but I will agree that God of War was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, even if God of War didn't come out, I still would have given it to Monster Hunter World, because again, they kind of have me. They have me by the
They have your rap.
Apparently that's real bad on PC as well.
What?
Monster Hunter World.
No, it's fine.
Well, like I said, that it's not the best, but at least it functions well enough. Well, I mean, mind you, I don't really know the specifics myself. I haven't played Monster Hunter World on PC, but it's like, I know that the PC version doesn't run as good on consoles. That's to be expected because, again, that's kind of what happens when you port console versions to PC.
Right.
But at that same point, though, at least Capcom took the time to at least try to make sure that once it launched, it at least functioned.
Mm-hmm.
At least that much, at least.
Yeah.
And you can't say that with Red Dead Redemption 2, unfortunately.
Monster Hunter World had server stability issues, apparently.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit more acceptable than, not being able to launch the game, though, It's
at least that could be worked on.
Yeah.
And save file corruption issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that just sucks.
Yeah.
Do we all remember how amusing it was about this time last year when Fallout 76's patcher would delete the data on accident?
Yeah, and you'd have to reinstall it.
Yeah, and people just shot over their data caps. And this is like 100+ gig game too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. At least RDR2 isn't wiping your hard drive while it's at it. So, start that going for it.
It's probably bricked a few PCs or something.
Maybe. I mean, Forza Horizon 4 bricked my PC last year too.
Yeah.
We're out on the one.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yep. Irredeemable.
Insanity.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Any other
those
things?
are our thoughts for Red Dead Redemption 2. 10 out of 10.
Yep. Absolutely. Game of the year once again.
I can't believe how it nearly got Game of the Year last year.
I mean, it's understandable. It looks really nice, and the amount of details in it is great. But it's that too much detail is too much detail.
Apparently the writing's good.
16 times the graphics.
Apparently the writing's good. I don't know.
Yeah, no, apparently the story's really good, but it's like, I got so bored from the game that I didn't even get the chance to the story, so I don't know how good it was.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to rage at, or are we about good?
I think we're good.
All right. So Anthony, what
Yeah,
games
can't
are
really
releasing
think of anything else.
this next week?
So we have on November the 11th, Romancing Saga 3 is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Vita, Android, and iOS.
Hell yeah! Picking up on my Vita. Okay.
Go pick it up on... Yeah, exactly. Rune 2 is coming to PC on November 12th. Golem is coming to PSVR on November 12th as well. Trax is coming to Xbox One on November 14th. Sparklight is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on November 14th.
Sure.
Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is coming to PC on November 14th as well.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite game, Bee Simulator, is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on November 14th.
Okay.
Paranoia Happiness is Mandatory is going to PC on November 14th. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One on November 15th. Sword and Shield is coming to Switch on November 15th. Tokyo Ghoul Recall to Exist is going to PC and PS4 on November 15th. Astroneer is coming to PS4 on November 15th as well. Beast Quest is coming to Switch on November 15th. And Terminator Resistance is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One on November 15th. And EU on December 3rd.
Okay.
No, wait. So November 15th for EU and December 3rd for NA.
Okay. And we wait with bated breaths over how Fallen Order will turn out.
Precisely. Yeah. And that's it for this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that could be one last thing we could talk about really fast, because how are we feeling about Fallen Order? Because it's like, I feel like that, with all the build-up that's going into it, a lot of people are really excited for it. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, well, when do the surprise mechanics come into play?
It'll probably be the best EA Star Wars game, which I know isn't saying much, but yeah.
I don't know. The original Battlefront 2 has a lot of good things going for it. But
was that EA though? Wasn't that Lucas?
Yeah, that wasn't EA. I said this will probably be the best EA Star Wars game. Yeah.
Back to nil. I mean, I'm kind of excited for it because it's Respawn, and Respawn's done Titanfall and all that kind of stuff, which were good. However, this is under EA, obviously, so I reckon definitely expect some surprise mechanics. But I think it'll still be a pretty solid game.
So we'll see at least. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It's like I'll keep a close eye on how Fallen Order is received with people.
Yeah, I will say at least this much. If the worst that we get from microtransaction is just like, simple cosmetic stuffs or whatever, then okay, that's fine, that's acceptable. As long as it doesn't affect gameplay, that's the main thing.
Right, yeah.
And that's the main thing that I'm just kind of like still going to be hesitant on even after the game comes out, because it's like, I know that they're going to have to sneak something. They have to. I do not trust EA one bit on this.
At all.
It's like while at the same time though, it's like, at least Respawn was okay. Even though they did go to charge $200 for a hammer or a axe handle.
The game's single player, right?
Yes.
So would it really matter if there was pay-to-win stuff in it? Like,
I don't know. A lot of people thought that it was a problem when it was in play for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
well, I mean, mind you, like I said before, that I don't care about it myself, because if you go ahead and make the game fun and you don't make it seem like you're trying to charge people because you don't want them to skip stuff, if that's the case, if they don't do anything that extreme, then, fine, do as you will, because, it should be fun either way. That's why I liked Odyssey, because, yeah, they had the thing to get more XP, but really, I still play the game from start to finish, and I didn't buy anything extra other than the expansion. So it's like, I enjoyed my time. So, if Fallen Order works in the same formula, I might actually go check it out, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it, honestly.
Okay.
I'm definitely just going to wait on it to see what happens.
Fair enough.
Does the guy of Fallen Order look like, I can't remember his name,
Star
of
Killer?
Gotham, young Joker?
I've never seen Gotham, so I don't know.
I'll see if I can find a photo of him. Here we go, maybe. I must say it looks a bit like him.
Huh? Okay. Maybe
Which is funny.
the artists were watching Gotham when they were designing the character.
Maybe.
Maybe if he had a smile like that, maybe.
Yeah. All right. So, well, I think that'll about wrap up this week. Be here next week, of course, with how reactions have been to Fallen Order and how Death Stranding is going. So, yeah,
hopefully we'll have finished it now.
Yeah, among any other Fallout 76 news that might happen in between now and then, also. Or,
for Christ's
any
sakes,
other...
Bethesda, just shut up. Go to silence for 6 weeks. Take the Blizzard approach and just not say anything. Don't say anything, don't do anything, just, Or, better yet, just...
Take it down.
Take it down, give everyone refunds,
Stop.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Take
like
it down.
what we're about to do with this podcast. We're about to stop.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Mike, where can people find you on the Twitter?
Yes, if you do wish to follow me on the Twitters, I am at MAS8705. I do go ahead to try to respond to like anyone who has interesting posts on Twitter, alongside with any fun things in the gaming world. Otherwise, you can go ahead and watch Culture of Gaming for my fun little weekly write-ups.
Awesome.
Cool.
Anthony, how about yourself?
I don't really post on Twitter that much. I am at SameAntman19. I might actually start posting some Death Stranding stuff, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see how we go. But I do all of the site's social media and all that kind of stuff. So if you're wanting to find me, probably the best way to do so is by getting in contact with us through Twitter or somewhere like that.
Okay. All right. You can find me on Twitter at Inferius7809. That is at INFERIUS7809. And I post all sorts of things on there. It's mostly putting people on blast for stuff, but yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
it's a fun time over there. So anyway, once again, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week with all the fresh catastrophes in the gaming industry. Anyway, hope to see you there.
Original.
Same time, same place. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever it might be you are.
Bye-bye.